Hello to all my friends out there. So see this? This also went down. This is where the cars were repaired at Sears. So that entire store is gone bye-bye. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm walking 2 hours a day. And if you are older, don't sit on the couch. You're gonna wanna exercise. You're gonna wanna keep your heart strong. You're gonna wanna keep your muscles strong because your muscles are what contracts to keep your heart strong and to cause your elimination to be strong. You don't want that stuff in there hanging out in your bowel. That's nasty. So I want to show you something. Okay, so now, you know, Sears has gone down and several of the stores have gone down, but the new construction that's going in is super interesting. I want to show you guys something. So, you know, you may be wondering, where do you get all this stuff from? Well, when I first started this, my idea was to get my grandmother's ways out there. You know, my grandmother went through the Depression. The relatives came across the plains on a push cart, but I never really thought about my ex-husband. Okay, see the buildings? The buildings are all pretty much solid type structures. That's the back end of the shopping center. So anyway, so my ex-husband was in the 101st Infantry and my ex-husband was hardy. And so when I was married to him, aside from the fact that we would fight continuously, I was learning the whole time, you know? So I have these like, see the shopping centers? There's my little car out there, plenty of parking. So, like, my neighbor went hunting and he hunted a lot of quails and he shot the bodies of the whales through full of buckshot. And so my ex-husband barbecued and, you know, we were, you know, having the quail for dinner. And I said to my ex-husband, you know, I really can't enjoy them because the bodies were so full of buckshot, you know? But, you know, you can hunt for some quail and stuff if you have some weapons. Otherwise, what are you gonna do? Shoot these quails down? Okay, so now I'm walking. So, you know, I'll be, you know, doing some of my hippie stuff. Oh, did you guys hear that this year in Coachella, there's gonna be no rock and roll? I was trying to explain to my son, the people born during a time create the time, not the times, the people. And so, of course, you see now Coachella is gonna be no rock and roll. For one thing, there's no rock and roll bands left. And it's gonna be more new age stuff, of course. So that's kind of interesting. So here is some mystery store. We can't know what it's gonna be yet. It's a mystery store. Okay, so I'm walking. And so there is no, basically there is no hippies left. Here's more of the mystery store. I asked one of the construction staff, what's going on? He goes, well, it's a secret. So when I find out, I'll tell you guys what the mystery store is. Okay, so there's no hippies. But during the hippie times, my husband was more of a hippie than I was. But living with him, I did learn stuff, and so did my son. And so I will be, you know, doing some of that stuff because I firmly believe it's going to be lost. And during that time, what's significant is a lot of the people were survivalists. You know, it was no trick surviving the Vietnam War if you were in the infantry. So, you know, a lot of people were resistant to the war, resistant and survivalist. So, and that's where a lot of the conspiracy theorists came out. Because at that time they said, well, basically the government is trying to kill us. Well, here we are, you know, years later, and, you know, we're still around, some of us. Now, okay, now my husband, he ain't around because he died of basically Agent Orange. So, anyway, you know, you can say, well, that is terrible. But some people say, and I am kind of, I kind of agree, that history is only defined by our wars and our conflicts. And so, you know, that is really, really kind of true. I mean, if you think about it, it all depends how you want to look at it. So, you know, in the end, you know, when my poor husband died, you know, the only ones we really had there was the VA, and also he had a funeral that was unbelievable. So, okay, so the ways of the people that were born during that time are being lost. So I will be doing some videos, you know, some stuff from the day, because you can't do any stuff from the day if you weren't there during the day. So now what I'm trying to do, if I'm a survivalist and I want to survive, that means I want to exercise. I'm 63, and say I exercise I was telling my son this, say I exercise 2 hours for the next 10 years, I'm going to be 73, like it or not. I'm going to have a totally different body that is going to be stronger than is if I don't exercise. Do I like doing this? No, not really. What I do is I walk. It's not killing me. It's taking a big chunk out of my day, but chances are I'm going to have a better chance of surviving if I do exercise. So I walk 1 hour indoors, 1 hour outdoors. So, you know, you don't have to be doing, I saw these things and I really like it. It's like hardcore exercising. I mean, you know, it's hardcore stuff. So that is one way to approach it, but maybe not, you know, if you're some woman, but anyone can do this and it's cheap too. So, okay, you guys, I want to encourage you to exercise. If you want to survive and you are older, you will exercise. What choice do you really have? You do have a choice. You can say, okay, I'm gonna take my chances and I'm not gonna exercise. That's one option. Or I'm gonna take my chances and I am gonna exercise, and that's one option. That's your better option. Let's be practical now. It's about being practical. It's about being, I mean, you don't have to be a genius to see why exercising is practical. So, okay, you guys, I want to encourage you. Don't kill yourselves. If you're not up to 2 hours, do 20 minutes a day. It's really gonna help. Figure 20 minutes a day is 2.5 hours a week. That's not too bad. But can you see how a person exercising 2 hours a day is going to be a little bit more fit than a person exercising 2 hours a week. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.